Hello everybody and welcome to this video. If you are a NEET aspirant, then hi, I have the right strategy for you. Today in this video, we're going to discuss how to ensure 100% success in NEET examination. So we are going to see how and what are the different steps that you must follow and how can you follow these steps. I have the right strategy for you and that's what we are going to discuss today as well. I'm Dr. Vaishali, academic specialist at Biotechnica. Biotechnica is a space where we guide you in anything and everything regarding your life science career. Come, let's explore the topic. So the first tip or the first point that I have for all of you is the syllabus and the pattern. So that's the first and foremost step that you must do. That is, you must first see what the syllabus is, and NEET syllabus is quite vast. So you need to know what the syllabus is and what is the pattern of question paper that will come, right? So all of this you must first research thoroughly and then you should have it in your mind before even you start your preparation. And NCERT is like the Bible for all the NEET aspirants. So these two are the first and foremost thing to keep in mind. The second point is about the study material. That is, what is the material that you have to choose to study for the NEET subjects or the NEET chapters, right? So there are multiple, options, especially these days in the market, whether it's online or even offline market. So you must be very careful about what material that you're choosing and how many materials you're choosing. So that's very important because time is your biggest enemy. And if you go for multiple sources and multiple books, then you're going to waste time, right? So yes, don't go for multiple books, right? Take one high quality material. So take your time in picking this particular, material that you feel is good, whether it's one or even more than one material, but then make sure that you have the right amount of material, and then you take some time to spend in choosing what material that you want to go ahead with and stick to that one particular material, right? Just because your friends are telling or you're reading it somewhere on the internet, don't go and try to get multiple sources and start studying from that, right? Then you will not be able to complete the portions and you won't have enough time for practice and etc. So just stick to one material and then first finish that particular material and then move on to your next material if it's necessary, right? So that is the tip that I wanted to give you with respect to the study material. The third point that I wanted to discuss is create a timetable for yourself, right? Because you are unique. Your way of preparation is going to be unique. Your level of understanding and grasping concepts and then practicing, so all of that is unique to yourself. So you need to customize your timetable, right? So first create that particular timetable, and in your timetable make sure that you're realistic and practical, because when at the start of your preparation, when you're creating a timetable, you can get swayed away to do multiple things at at lesser number of time as well. You will not be realistic at that time, but then you should put your mind to be realistic, to know your capacity and then see what you can fit into that timetable. So that's very important, because if at all you put too many things in that timetable in very less period and then you're not able to do it for any reason, then you'll feel demotivated and then stressed about not finishing your topics, and then it just goes down. So that's the reason you need to be realistic, and if at all you finish that particular topic, then you get motivated to finish more. So be realistic and practical whenever you're setting your timetable. Second, make a well structured timetable, right? So make it on a daily basis, right? What will you do every day, every month? So have both smaller as well as larger milestones set, so that you know what you have to do every day. So whenever you get up early in the morning, you know what you have to do for that particular day. So if that is set, then you can plan the day accordingly. So that's why have a well structured timetable and include all the activities that you're going to do, right? So be it sleep or eat or play, pursue your hobby or anything. So make sure that you include all of that in your timetable as well, so that you don't get distracted with these activities. Set aside particular amount of time for those activities in your timetable itself. And lastly, be accountable for yourself, right? Because nobody can force you to do things. It should come from within yourself. So you need to be accountable whenever you're creating a timetable. So make sure that you follow all of these and create a master timetable, right? So that's the third point that I had for you. The fourth point is prepare self notes, right? Because so you might go with multiple books or multiple books and sources for studying one particular chapter, and you take the good of all of that and then you prepare your self notes. Now, how is preparing self notes better? Because you may say, ma'am, we have anyway so many sources, why should we make a source for ourselves, right? Because it helps you to remember better, because you read from a particular source, you try to grasp those points, and then you duplicate it with your own handwriting in your self notes. Then it's going to help you in recollecting and remembering it better, right? So that's why it's important, and you make it point by point, or say in the form of a flow chart, or in the form of a diagram. So whatever you think will help in retaining it in your memory. So if it is more customized for you, then it'll help you in revising faster and retaining that memory as well. So that's the importance of self notes, especially if you have enough time. If you're somebody who's starting quite early, then you can make prepare self notes, and it is going to help you in the longer run, right? You might spend some time making these notes, but whenever you're going to revise, it will help in retaining that particular fact or that memory better. So that's why self notes are good. Fifth point that I wanted to discuss is revise regularly, right? Now, why is this important and how should you do it? So revision has to be either weekly or monthly as well. It should be both weekly as well as monthly. That's what I would personally recommend for you guys, because having a weekly and a monthly revision is going to help you retain those memories better. And you can make it in the form of, say, formulas, equations, concepts, facts. So all of these you need to revise regularly. So it could be most of the theory part or the numerical. So if you know how to solve a numerical, you don't have to revise it again and again. But if it is in the form of an equation, or it's a formula, or it's a flow chart, or if it's just a fact, right? So all of this you need to revise regularly, so that your mind has the capacity to retain it. So, and whenever you're doing these weekly and monthly revisions, right, your final revision will be quicker. That is, you've already revised it twice or thrice. So the final revision that you're going to do will be faster. So when that is faster, you have enough time, and that is going to give you more confidence during the examination. Because if you take more time for your revision, especially your final revision, then you might feel less confident during the exam time, because you're not able to revise more, or you're not able to finish your revision. So to avoid all of that, have weekly and monthly revisions as well. Make sure that you incorporate all of this in your timetable itself, so that you don't miss out on things, right? So it can be a spaced revision as well. So depending upon the difficulty of the concept, or the chapter that you're studying, and the strength or the weakness that you have in that particular chapter, you can have spaced revision as well. So what do I mean by spaced revision? For example, you're studying a particular chapter today, right? And that's a difficult chapter, it, right? So during the end of the week, once you've finished, and then during the end of the week, you can revise it, right? Again, maybe the next week you're going to start some other chapter. That doesn't mean you leave this chapter as it is and then then go to that chapter, right? Because at the end of 2 weeks, you can again revise this chapter because it is a difficult chapter and it's difficult to retain all of those memories. So you can have a spaced memory, say fortnightly or monthly. You can revise just those facts because you would have prepared self notes for all of these. So revision will be quicker. So first revision might take some time, but your second, third, and fourth revision is going to be very quick. So it won't take much of your time to revise it, for going for spaced revision, but it's definitely going to help you in retaining this memory for a longer time, right? So that's the importance of regular revision. So that was the fifth point that I had. Apart from this, so Biotechnica is a space that helps you in, throughout your exam preparation. So we have started the NEET PRATISTHA batch from 5th of January 2023. So if you are a NEET aspirant, then do check out the link given below, or you can call the number and then inquire more details about this particular batch, right? The sixth point that I had for you is about your lifestyle. Right? So why and how can you improve your lifestyle, and why is it important, especially when you're studying? Because when you're studying, you're focused only on your studies, and your lifestyle goes for a toss, and this can affect your studies as well, your health as well as your studies. So only when you're healthy, you can dedicate the time and the mind space for your studies, right? So that's the reason that you need to take care of your lifestyle as well. You need to have a healthy diet, right? No junks allowed, especially when you're studying. You might have that urge to stress eat, but then do not encourage that. Make sure that you have a healthy diet, and your mental and your physical well-being is very, very important, especially when you're studying for a competitive exam. So, to take care of your physical well-being, make sure that you exercise on a regular basis every day, right? Whatever fits for you, whether it's sports, whether it's gym or it's yoga or anything, whatever fits you, even meditation. Meditation is also very good stress management exercise that you can do. And it's important for you to take care of yourself. Self-care is very important during these times. So set aside these timing as well in your timetable itself, that is exercising or meditation. So whether it's in the morning or in the evening or in between your study sessions, so whatever works for you well, do make that a habit and incorporate it in your timetable itself, right? So that is with respect to the lifestyle. The seventh point that I have for all of you is about breaks. Now, what is the importance of breaks, and how can you take study breaks? So a human mind cannot concentrate on one thing for long. So you need to take breaks in between. You cannot keep extending your study hours continuously, because it will not be effective in the first place. So it's important for you to take study breaks, give session by session, and incorporate these in the timetable itself. So in those breaks, you can just go and pursue any of your hobbies, whether it's art or music or sports, anything. So just make sure that you pursue some hobby of yours on an everyday basis, and then also give some time for other activities. And whenever you're taking such breaks, right, reward yourself and rest well. That's reward, especially when you're completing a particular topic or completing a particular session that you had planned, right, and you have executed it well, you were able to complete it within the time. Then reward yourself maybe with a bite of chocolate, or with a talk with your friend, or watching TV, or anything, right? So reward yourself and then get back to the session again. So take ample rest as well during these breaks. So that's how it's important, and these breaks are going to help you in refreshing and rejuvenating, and then you can get back to the next session with the same level of enthusiasm that you had in the first session, right? So that's the importance of taking breaks, because it helps you in studying effectively. Right, so that was the seventh point that I have for all of you. The eighth point is to get enough sleep. So many students that I have met also, they they sacrifice their sleep and then they end up studying. But this is not the right strategy, because it's not going to help you in the longer run. Maybe 1 or 2 days you'll be able to pull it off, but then in the longer run, you need to have a good routine, right? So do not cut down on your sleep, right? Because sleep is what helps you in removing the toxins from your body, and it helps in improving the productivity of brain. So the next day, whenever you're sitting for studying, your brain is going to be more productive and efficient only if you've got enough sleep. So do not underestimate the importance of sleep, right? So apart from taking your long sleep, right, you can also think about taking short naps. So if you are a person who likes to take short naps, or who is productive after a short nap, because I am such a person. So if I take a short nap for just 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, it helps my brain to get refreshed and then, start very effectively in the next session. So see what kind of a person you are, whether short naps help you, or a break helps you, or sweating out, is that what helps you? So see what helps you and then make it a part of your routine, right? So that is the 8th point that I had. The 9th point that I have for all of you is practice questions, right? Now, why is this important? Because practicing question is also a form of revision. So we talked about revision some time back, right? So your revision can be in the form of practicing questions as well. So maybe your first revision was to study from your self notes, but your second revision can be practicing questions. So that's a different form of revision, and that also helps your brain to retain those and recollect and retain those memories. So it's a very good form of revision. Secondly, practicing questions and seeing whether you're able to solve it right or not. It measures where you stand in the competition, because it's a competitive examination and you need to be one step ahead of the other aspirants. So the way to measure this is by practicing questions and by practicing test series, right? So, and also it helps you to have an exam oriented preparation, because your exams are going to be in the form of questions. So if you are practicing questions as as a habit of revision itself, then it's going to help you during the D-Day, that is during your examination day as well. So that's how it's important. And it also helps in time management, because on the examination day, you are going to have, time stress as well. And practicing questions beforehand and knowing how to approach a question and how to manage the time as well, it's going to help you in the final day of the examination itself. So that is how practicing questions is going to help you in your final NEET examination. The 10th and the final point that I wanted to discuss with you is have a positive mindset, right? Because your effectiveness of your learning process depends on how positive you are in your outlook, right? Because this can be very stressful time. The time that you are going to be studying can be very, very stressful. And whatever mindset that you are on the first day may not be the same on the final day or even the in-between days, right? So it's important for you to have that consistency in your mindset to think positively, because if you think positively, you're also going to act positively. So it's important for you to have that positive mindset, and having this positive mindset will also make you feel less anxious, because if you are more anxious, then you cannot study properly, right? So it's all a loop. So if you are having positive mindset, you'll feel less anxious. If you're less anxious, then you are able to study well. If you're able to study well, then you feel confident about yourself. If you're confident about yourself, you have a positive mindset. So this is a loop in itself. So it's important for you to have that positive mindset to kickstart this particular loop. And even at any point you're not able to finish something that you had planned, then try to go back and have that positive mindset, get that positivity again, and then get into the loop back, right? That's very important. And having a positive mindset also keeps you open to new ideas and being creative about your study process, because A creative mind is going to be an active mind, and it's going to retain whatever you are inputting in your mind, right? So that's how being positive is going to help. So have a smile, whatever it is, however bad things are, have a smile in your face, and that will reflect in whatever you're doing, right? So that is the 10th point that I had for all of you. So these are the 10 points that I wanted to discuss with all of you to ensure 100% success in your NEET examination. So these 10 points are not to be kept in your mind just for today, right? So it has to be consistently followed every particular day very religiously. Write down these points and then stick it in your study table, and then make sure that you follow it, right? So consistency and persistence is what is important for you if you want to clear NEET examination with 100% success. I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any doubt, let us know in the comment section below. See you all until next video.